Done with the book. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Tina Bopper. What's up? What's happening? If you like what I talk about, what I'm doing, and all my little hobbies and things, don't forget to click the subscribe button. If this not your cup of tea, like you're not into reading, writing, or those type of things, then don't click the red subscribe button. But everybody else click the subscribe button. Girl, we about to be friends. This second book review is Good Girl Bad Blood. Hope y'all enjoy the review. So we're gonna start this review off with me reading the book. So y'all get to see me during the time that I'm reading the book, and then I'll come back at the end and talk about the book in detail as I remember it and all those things. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Good morning, y'all. I'm sitting here, I'm drinking my coffee in this hand, book in this one. We just started on chapter 7. I realized last night I need a reading light. I think a lamp will do. Last night was a struggle trying to read. I already have eye problems, sight problems. Here's what happened so far. Yesterday I had my book sitting like this on the desk, and I hate that because I just don't like my book sitting wide open like that. Well, I gotta find a bookmark, and I don't care what I use. I probably use a sticker sheet or a bookmark. And this is the second book that I'm reading this year. I'm getting back into my reading bag, and I've been gone for years. It's just one of my things that brought me joy that I don't know why I stopped doing. So anyway, Good Girl Bad Blood. This is the second book to Good Girls Guides to Murder. Pip started a podcast. She just posted her journey of solving the crime and told it on a podcast. Ravi came up with the title of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I love that. So he was the one that titled it. Perfect title. Of course, we all agree now. Everything else sounded like a title, whereas A Good Girl's Guide to Murder sounds like a statement, sort of. This book begins at Mac's trial. No, it's the memorial. So they having a memorial for Sal and Andy Bell, because this is the first time that they get to have a memorial for their deaths, and knowing that she's not missing, that she's actually no longer with us, and that he wasn't a victim, that he was actually as well. Connor is one of, what's her name? Pip's friends. His brother is missing. And his brother bumped into, what's her name? Pip at the memorial. But see, I don't remember the brother's name. We finna look, because it's just right here. Because she just left the police station to get them to look for him. They say they can't. They too busy. He's grown and he's able to go missing. It's the same thing that they be telling people when they have people that's missing. Jamie and Connor are brothers so far. I don't know if they have any other siblings. Connor is friends with Pip, and he done ran over her house, sweaty, devastated. And the last time he seen his brother was yesterday at the memorial. So there's no time in between him missing and this time. Connor asks Pip, can she help? Because when the police saying what they saying, and he said he feel like it's something wrong. He feel like his brother's missing. He know his brother is just not gonna not come home. Pip like, I don't want to do that. I done went through that. It was devastating. Somebody off my dog. I lost too much. I lost my best friend's dad. My best friends was on the suspect list. I don't want to go through that no more. That was too devastating. She said she didn't want to do it. And he was like, but this time is different. It just happened. He was like, you know my brother. You know my brother wouldn't go missing. If y'all remember on the Capstone project from A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, that was 5 years beforehand. He was able to get the truth behind what actually happened. So Pip said no to the boy. No. But she told him what she would do is go to the police station. So she get in her car. She said, I'll drop you off on the way to the police station. She said, I got a couple of connects. Hope that helps. She go to the police station. She asked for Detective Hawkins. He come. He tell her no. On a person that's been missing, ain't even been 48 hours. He is grown. He can go missing if he want to. He can come back if he want to. She was said to him, please. Detective Hawkins said, no. She left out. She called Ravi. She said, what do you think? And he was like, I think whatever you think, because you know if you will do it. She called Connor and said, I'm going to do it. That's where we at right now. So I'm on chapter 7. Page 59. I'm finna drink my coffee, and I'll see y'all after I'm done drinking. We're on page 126. What's happening right now? She just called one of the boys from the Calamity Party. Was his name Chris? Yeah. His name was Chris. Me and names is crazy. So Jamie Reynolds disappears. So they looking at people, videos from the Calamity Party. She called Chris to ask him what time a video was taken. Chris went to his phone. He was like, I must have accidentally deleted it because it was deleted out his phone. I bet you he didn't delete that. So whoever got something to do with this have access to Chris because they deleted that out his phone. But Pip told him to look in his recently deleted, and he went to his recently deleted, and there it was. So they got the time, which was 9:56. But who deleted that out that boy phone? Because somebody had to delete it. So what's done happened so far? They done had the memorial. I told y'all that the brother is missing. She went to police. They wouldn't help, and now she on the case. She made the first podcast episode. They put up missing flyers of the boy. She went to go see the last person they thought he talked to, which was, or last person they seen him with, which was, what's that girl name that don't like her? Not Joanna. Who is Joanna? I am not good with names because she went to the girl mama house first. She went to the boy house. Talk to the girl. The girl was one of the girls that she thought was responsible for Andy Bell in the first book. So the girl don't like her because the bitch you thought I did it. And then she back at the girl house thinking I got something to do with another missing boy. Hey, girl, if you don't get out my... Okay, Joanna is on his mama. Nat the Silver. Nat is the girl that got police for a brother in the first one. That's why she was on Pip's list of suspects for Andy Bell being missing because Andy had posted her news on the internet. Okay, cool. Now Nat is at a boyfriend's house. Nat used to be like this with Jamie. So they was cool. They used to talk on the phone all the time, spend a lot of time together. Well, what happened is Nat got a boyfriend. And when Nat got a boyfriend, he was acting different. And y'all know who my first suspect is that I got up on the chopping block. Nat boyfriend. Pip interviewed his mama and brother first, which is her friend Connor and his mama Joanna. And they told him about he was close with Nat. And at the memorial, that's who he went to the memorial to hang with was Nat. And nobody had seen him since then. But Nat got a boyfriend. That boyfriend is very suspicious. Let me tell you why he's very suspicious. But the reason why I don't like saying that, because the person that you think it is first is never who you think it is. But let's roll with this one. If it's Nat boyfriend, because her and him was close, that's all I got. Because men be weird like that. He the only one I done came up with so far. I don't know nobody else. Ain't nobody else came up suspicious just yet. Well, his daddy. Because him and his daddy got into it. They stay getting into it. But I ain't want to say that. So you ain't heard it from me. But y'all, let me keep reading. When I just talked to y'all, I came back to chapter 10 because for one, I wanted to know what was the boyfriend name. Her boyfriend name was Luke. That's Nat boyfriend name. Well, now that I reread it, it wasn't what he said. It's just how he acted. First of all, he said he didn't know who Pip was, but he stayed in the town. So you don't know who the 17-year-old that solved the murder in the town. Okay, cool. You don't know nothing about the trial that's going on from the local high school. Okay, cool. But then, so when Pip asked him, the boy was like, Nat's right. Jamie's probably just staying with a friend. I'm sure that this is a lot of trouble over nothing. Pip said, do you know Jamie? She asking Luke. And he said, nah, not really. Only through Nat. They're good friends. If she say he's okay, then he's probably okay. Pip asked Luke, were you at the memorial? Did you see? And then Luke said, nah, wasn't there. Never knew either of those kids. He talking about Andy and Salcine. He said, so no, didn't see Jamie. Then he said, didn't actually leave the house at all on Friday. Okay, so you was at the house all day on Friday. Now, if you find out you've been outside that house. And then Nat had said he haven't heard from what's her name lately. And then Pip asked her, so no late night phone calls and no texting. Before Luke had let Pip in the house, he was like, yeah, Nat inside. You a friend of hers? And then Pip said yes, but she knew they wasn't friends. But I mean, what you want to say? No. When Pip asked Nat about the trial, Luke was like, what trial? So it's just like the way he just be acting. Pip asked her, Jamie told his brother that he was coming to see you after the memorial to spend time with you. Nat said he was supposed to, he never showed up. She said never texted to say he wasn't coming. I waited, tried calling him. So you tried calling him when he didn't show up, but at what time? So yeah, we shall see. But like I said, I think it's Luke or his daddy. All right, what's up? What's up? Hey y'all. Y'all know we reading Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, y'all. It ain't got a little bit good. Here go where we are. So like halfway through. We're on page 193 and it's 397. 193 and it's 397. 193 and it's 397. Yeah, we halfway through. Let me see if I can keep up from where we last left off. Okay, so what we was talking about before this was that I think it's Luke so far. He don't the one that popped. Okay, well, daddy's still on the suspect list. The next time Pip went to talk to his mama and his brother, they daddy wasn't there. And she just like, why your dad ain't never here and y'all son, y'all brother is missing and he's just never here. We just been finding out about Jamie. And baby, Pip mama sell real estate and she hired Jamie to work the reception desk. Jamie been working for Pip mama since he been back because he been struggling with, like, I think he dropped out of college and he been struggling. That's why him and his dad don't get along. His dad is basically be calling him a loser. Pip just not told her parents that she doing the case because they was at the grocery store and then they see all the missing flyers. They see Pip's name and number to contact if anybody seen or heard from Jamie on the missing post. So then her mama gets talking. Y'all tell me why the man been fired from Pip mama job, but Jamie's family think that he still work for Pip's mom at the real estate office. Not only that, he been fired for 2 weeks. Not only he been fired for 2 weeks, this man been pretending to go to work every day for 2 weeks. Where the hell you going? Sitting in the park, sitting on a bench. Where's you going? Somewhere with a girl to pray pretend? What's going on? So then, of course, you'll think because him and his daddy don't get along, like he don't want to tell them he lost his job until he get another one. But let's talk about why he lost his job. Pip mama went to lunch, came back a little early. He done went in her locked drawer. He done got her key out of her pocketbook or wherever he got the key from out of her office. Stole the key, went into the, what you call that thing? Into the drawer and was getting a company credit card out of the drawer to steal. Then he told Pip mama that he wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't a life or death situation. What's life or death? So what's the life or death situation? So mama fired him. She said she wouldn't tell his parents. She also said that she wasn't going to call the police on him because whatever he was going through. Pip went to his mama house. The boy daddy went there. She went to his mama house to ask, did she know that he ain't got no job? And she was like, of course I didn't know. He been going to work for the last 2 weeks. I thought he still worked with your mama. And she was like, why would he be trying to steal? She was like, I don't know. He don't have nothing but a phone bill. That's the only bill he paid. And he get paid real good working at the what's night. The only thing he buy is food. Why he ain't got no money? And ain't he like 24? What he doing with his money? So now I want to say this. Because why Pip ain't said this in this book as of yet? Nobody's trying to figure out where his money on. It's a boy, so where would boys spend their money? On women. But he don't have a girlfriend. So maybe the girl is asking him for money that he trying to help or something. Because why he said his life or death? And then he was on the phone and he said something about calling the police. At the calamity party, people been saying that they seen him walking down the street, they seen him at the calamity party, they seen him on his phone. So he on the phone talking outside. First of all, in the calamity party, he done seen a girl. Apparently, supposedly, a girl he's supposed to be dating. No, not at the calamity party. He first seen the girl at, what's the thing? The memorial. So remember him and Nat was at the memorial together. He sees somebody and then he goes, Nat say he didn't tell me who he seen. He must didn't tell me because I don't know the person. Now, as far as Pip, we think he been catfish because he see the girl. That's why his old ass, 24 years old, is at a high school calamity party. When he get there, he asks the girl, what you doing? He follows her. When he get the chance, he walk up to her and ask her, what you doing at this calamity party, and call her Layla. Her name is not Layla though. This girl name is Stella. Is her name Stella? Girl, I ain't even gonna go back and look because it's gonna be too much trying to figure out what that girl name was and what part of the book she in. I ain't even do it. Oh, she did interview her, so I can find that interview. Yeah, her name's Stella. And then Jamie came up to her at the calamity party. Stella is a high schooler. She go to school with Pip and them. They in the same grade. Jamie tap her on the shoulder and like, hey Layla, what you doing here? Why you at a high school party? She look at Jamie like, my name is not Layla. You got me confused with somebody else. He was like, no Layla, I know this you. You just got different hair, but this you. She like, my name is not Layla. And she was like, leave me alone before I scream. So he walked away from her all confused, looking at his phone, and then he left and went outside. When he went outside, he on the phone. He got some kind of animosity in his voice. He talking about the police. He said something about a child. This what the boy who outside, you know how you outside and you doing your thing, but somebody else is pacing and walking the sidewalks on the phone. When you outside on the phone, walking and pacing, baby, this is a good ass conversation. But when you mad, girl, it's getting good. So he now know he being catfish. Or the girl could have just looked like the girl. But anyway, so to him, he being to us, he being catfish. Because that's not the girl. Pip go home, look up Layla on the internet, find a girl on the internet is a catfish. Except she took all Stella pictures, turned her hair blonde and made it short. So Stella had long, flowy black hair, and then the girl done edit all of Stella pictures and made her hair short and blonde. They find Layla on Tinder. Find her profile. It's the girl picture. Find on Instagram and they find her on Facebook. And when they go to Instagram, they just look at all the pictures that she stole from Stella and the profile that she made. Now, Ravi kind of becoming a suspect. But why would he turn into a suspect after he one of the main characters and the hero in this story? But one thing we do know, being a hero can turn you into a suspect. Because, baby, after all the issue that went through, you done turned a little hee-hoo-hoo-hoo. That can happen too. So, like me, I'm not above nobody being suspicious. So, they find her profiles or whatever. Okay, so Connor is there. Now, they in pit room putting all their evidence together, what they done learned. So, he got a Finsta, fake Instagram page. So, that he used for photography and just for his interest. He said he got it anonymous and he don't follow nobody. He signs in on Pip phone and they say, hey, how you doing? To the fake page Layla. The girl wrote back and said, hey, Pip. First of all, girl, how you know it's me? It's the killer in the room. How you know it's me from this page? How? What? Instantly. She read it instantly. Text right back and said, hey, Pip. Girl, how you know this me? But the only reason why you know this not Robbie, because Robbie in the room with them and they would have seen him texting. So we know it ain't Robbie, but Robbie and Connor in the room, how you know it's Pip? It say, hey, Pip, you getting closer. What if it's that boy daddy? Why would the boy daddy make a Finsta? I mean, what? Yeah, or the girl from high school. Can't be the dad. Can't be the daddy. The reason why I say it can't be the daddy, but y'all remember it was 2 in the first one. So what if it's 2? Because I was gonna say it can't be Jamie daddy because for one, who daddy you know can Photoshop and make fake pages on an Insta? Oh no, that ain't nobody daddy, bro. That ain't nobody daddy. Definitely ain't nobody daddy. So boom, boom, boom. But now that I say that, one of Pip's neighbors do the computer stuff. He a graphic designer. So what if he or his girl made a fake page for Jamie? But why would they do that? And then Jamie had broken their house and stole that watch. How would he just come in their house and know what room to be in, that window that's open, and just get the watch when there was other valuable things in there? Maybe he bought the watch. Maybe, what's his name? Jamie walked to these folks' house and took that watch. That's why the watch is in his nightstand. He ain't do nothing with it. He bought the watch. No, he couldn't have bought the watch. The boy said he bought the watch for the girl in the beginning. For their relationship. It had sentimental value. It really wasn't even expensive. That's why it was odd that he broke in there and just took that. Because when he went out the window, it didn't look like he had nothing. But then a couple of days later, the girl noticed her watch was missing. So he didn't buy the watch. Why would he go in there and steal a watch? Could the girl be the fake Insta that pissed him off? Because she could be, because even though she got a husband, he a graphic designer, you know them men always at work. So she got time to be upstairs in her bedroom texting boys in a fake Insta. That's why he ain't never met her and she ain't never met him, because she just got a fake Insta just for the communication part of it. People in their egos, y'all. So did Jamie figure out it was her? Still don't make no sense though. Him coming in there just to get the watch, because even if he figured out it was her, why would you come and steal her stuff? Fucking rogue. And could he have been sending her money? Why would she send her money and she got a husband? Child, don't even go there. Maybe she lost her job. Maybe her and her husband got money problems. What if the husband is the one who made? Nah, he wouldn't have went and got. You never know. Cause if the husband would have did it, if he the fake Insta, he wouldn't have went and got them and told them that. Never know. But also, why did the girl let the man go and get Pip and tell them too if she had something to do with it? She probably ain't know that he wanted to tell them. Yeah, men always tell their wives first before they go and do something. Child, I don't know. Anyway, so let me tell y'all. So one of the neighbors came down there. So while Pip, Ravi, and Connor is in the bedroom brainstorming the situation, when they finding out about Layla, when they leaving, the boy was finna knock on their door, and then he was like, Pip, I wanted to show you something. He stayed 4 doors down from Pip. He got on camera. Jamie broke in their house because he had the windows up in the office for the fresh air, and Jamie must have saw the window up, came in. You couldn't see him take nothing, but then leave out. You can't see he got nothing. He was like, why would would he take that watch that's cheap when my wallet be in here with cash in it, all these valuable computers, and have more value than that cheap watch? But don't nobody know. Oh, another thing. Okay, so the people from the bookstore could be the girl from the book. Child, let me tell you. Somebody at the bookstore that Pip and them didn't get to meet. So they met 3 of the 4 people from the bookstore that says that they seen Jamie on the night he went missing. He went walking past one of their houses, and they all was at this person's house. 2 of the people said they saw Jamie in what he had on, the red shirt, the blue jeans, and the white tennis shoes. And then the girl even said she seen he had a black watch on. That wasn't in the article of missing clothes. They never mentioned the watch. So that made her think she did see that. The other 2 people say they saw the one person went there. This a girl too, but she ain't at work this day. So, but it's a boy and another girl. So it's 2 boys and 2 girls. And then this girl say she saw him have on a hoodie or something, her and this other boy, because the boy said he couldn't see Jamie's hand because his hands was in his pockets of that hoodie. When he on camera breaking into that boy house, have on a hoodie. One of the pictures on the fake page, the very first picture on her Finsta, is her being at that bookshop. Like sitting outside the bookshop. It's only 2 girls at the bookshop. What if Layla is one of them? The girls at the bookstore making a fake Insta because they too shy to talk to Jamie? Girl, I don't know. Girl, what else we done found out? Child, this is why I said I have to do this thing. Girl, I better forgot all this mess. The knife missing. All right, cool. Okay, so remember I said, what's her name? Pip went to see his mama and brother at Jamie's house to get them updates on the case. While Pip's sitting at the table, she looking at the picture on the birthday party. So in the knife block, it's 6 knives in the knife blocks. They all different colors: red, yellow, green, blue, orange. The yellow knife is missing, which is the largest, missing from the knife block today. At the same time that she looking at Robbie, which is the same view that the brother Jamie would have had that day. And she could see the knife block got all the knives in. And she see, what's his name? The birthday boy cutting with the red knife. She say, what a yellow knife. I'm guessing it's the yellow one, y'all. It might turn out to be the orange one, but you know what I'm saying. She said, what a yellow knife. So he look in the dishwasher all the places. It's nothing. Like, call his mama down. They look for the yellow knife out there. Yeah. So now the knife been missing. The knife been missing for 4 days because it was there at the birthday party. And then his mama said she cooked one day and she knows she used that yellow knife when she cooked that. Her son said it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This must be a Sunday. It's been missing since then. So many details. And I'm probably gonna leave out the detail of the killer. That's what's so crazy. That was so crazy because there be so much going on. Then there's a new school teacher that took Mr. Ward place. He like a 30-something year old, and whatever Mr. Ward was teaching, he now the teacher that. Why she saw that teacher had liked it one of Layla's, which is the fake Insta, liked it one of her pictures. Not only did she say hello Pip, she said you're getting closer with a little smiley face. And when she typed that, she deleted all her fake Facebook page, the Tinder profile, and the Instagram. The only thing they got is their own proof. I don't know if they screenshot it, nothing. Girl, 9's gone. So much going on, y'all. I'll be back. Okay, y'all. So, first of all, Pip done interviewed the teacher and found out the teacher was talking to the fake page Layla for like a week. And then Layla stopped talking to him when she found out he was a school teacher at the high school. So Layla was the one that talked to him first. I don't really got no feeling about that yet, so I don't know. After that, a boy come up to Pip at school and say he want to talk to her. The boy named Tom. Tom used to go with Lauren. Lauren and Aunt is a part of Pip friend group. So Connor, Lauren, Aunt, Pip, and Cara. This the main friend group. And Robbie. Aunt and Lauren go together. Lauren ex, which is the boy named Tom, just came up to tell Pip that he got some information. The boy Aunt was like, sure you do. Why you coming over here? Nobody wants you over here. Lauren and him giggling. Now what if Aunt and Lauren is the mother suckers? Because remember when Pip texted the person was like, hey Pip, you're getting close. Girl, what if Aunt and Lauren is the clicker? Girl, I don't know. What Tom came to tell Pip was that night when Jamie went missing, he seen Jamie on the street. He was walking down the street and Jamie was walking down the street. Jamie went in this house and guess who house it was? Nat De Silva. Remember when she went to see Nat De Silva? Nat De Silva said Jamie never showed up. He never answered. But you remember when the group from the bookstore seen him walking, it was so far apart from him leaving the calamity party. So they was like he had to stop somewhere else before before he's walking by the bookstore people. He had to stop somewhere and be somewhere. Nat the Silver House. But who let him in? Who else stayed in Nat the Silver House if it wasn't Nat? Because Nat could have went to her old man house, was at Luke's house. And I think Luke stayed somewhere around the corner up the block. Or what if Luke was in there and Luke let him in? Oh, Luke said he ain't go nowhere Friday. But what if Luke was in there and Luke let him in? Because Nat did give Luke a look when he said he ain't go nowhere Friday. Why you gave him a look? Like, don't lie, she gonna find out that you lying. And this what happens to me, baby. Everybody a suspect. Everybody be a suspect. I don't know how to not make nobody sound like a suspect. So that's where we at. Okay, y'all, so y'all remember the scrap piece of paper? Somebody that be listening to the podcast, girl, I love other people's opinions for this reason right here. They was like, I know Pip's been busy chasing Jamie and moving on that night. And they told her that the piece of paper said Hillary F. Wiseman, an 84-year-old woman who died 12 years, so yes, it's very strange to Jamie. If Hillary Wiseman died there, then I'm guessing she probably buried in a graveyard in town. What if the note isn't referring to Hillary the person, but rather to her grave site as a meeting place? Look at the wording on the note again. Hillary F. Wiseman left 11. What if that actually means grave of Hillary F. Wiseman on the left side of the cemetery at 11 o'clock? A meeting time and place. What do you guys think? So Hillary F. Wiseman, you know who she is. Did I tell y'all that she went to the newspaper to put the missing person thing in there? Well, the lady who worked with Stanley Forbes at the newspaper name is Mary Skife. What's her name? The dead lady's name. Hillary F. Wiseman is her mama. And then she got two sons, Harry and Joe. Harry is the one who wrote Pip and told her to come to the bookstore. Does he work at the bookseller? She asked. Yeah, I think so, Stanley said, shuffling his feet. Does this have something to do with that disappearance you looked to him? He wrote it, but he left it in the trash, so he probably just remembered. But who did he meet there? Could have been Harry? Could have been Mary? What if Mary is the finster? She work at the newspaper. She know what's the name. Do Mary got a man? Shanti's got a man. And then she fisting and everybody. Girl, I don't know, but we'll be back. Joanna just called Pip and said, what if the two witnesses that from the bookstore, both of them right? So she said, girl, she's saying it right now. So I'm going to just go ahead and read it. Because I'm finding out now I don't even know what's left. Joanna led her to the bedroom. Joanna shook her head. It's that part where they talked about what Jamie was wearing. Two witnesses thought they saw him in the burgundy shirt. The one we know he left the house in. But those were the first two to see him, as Jamie would have been walking towards them. The other two witnesses got to the door after, when Jamie would have already passed. So they saw him from behind. And they both thought that maybe he wasn't wearing a burgundy shirt. Maybe he was wearing something darker with a hood and pockets, because they couldn't see Jamie's hand. Pip said yes, there is that discrepancy, but that can happen with small details in eyewitnesses' account. Joanne said yes, and our instinct was to believe the two who saw him in the shirt, because that's what we presume Jamie was wearing. But what if it's the other two who were right, the ones who saw him in a black hoodie? Jamie has a black hoodie, she said, one with a zipper. He wears it all the time. If it was undone, maybe from the front you wouldn't see much of it and would focus on the shirt beneath. But he wasn't wearing a black hoodie when he left the house on Friday, Pip said, looking to Connor. And he wasn't carrying it with him. He didn't have a backpack or anything. No, he definitely didn't have it with him, Connor stepped in. That's what I said at first. But he gestured back to his mom. But Joanna picked it up. I've looked everywhere. In his wardrobe, his drawers, all the piles of clothes, his laundry basket, the ironing piles, the closets in our room, Connor's and Joey's. Jamie's black hoodie isn't here. It's not in the house. Pip's breath stalled in her chest. It's not here. We've like triple checked everywhere it could be, said Connor. Spent the last few hours searching. It's gone. So if they're right, Joanna said, if those two eyewitnesses are right and they saw Jamie wearing a black hoodie, then Jamie came back home, Pip said. And she could feel a cold shiver wandering the wrong way past her stomach, feeling the hollows of her leg. Between the calamity party and the sighting on Wivel Road, Jamie came back home. Back here, she said, looking around the room with new eyes. The hectic piles of clothes thrown about. Maybe when Jamie had been frantically searching for the hoodie. The smash mug by his bed, maybe that had it happened by accident in his haste. The missing knife downstairs, maybe if Jamie was the one who took it, maybe that's the real reason he returned home. Yes, exactly, Joanna said. That's what I was thinking. Jamie came home, she said it with such hope in her voice, such undisguised wanting her little boy back home. Like the part that came after couldn't ever take away from her, that he then left again and disappeared. So if he did come back and take his hoodie, Pip said, avoiding any mention of the missing knife, it must have been between, say, 10:45 p.m. after walking back from Highmore and 11:25ish, because it would have taken at least 15 minutes to get halfway down Weaver. Joanna nodded, hanging on to her every word. But, Pip said, stopped herself and restarted directing the question at Connor. It was easier that way. But didn't your dad get home from the restaurant around 11:15? Joanna answered anyway. Yes, he did. About then. Obviously, Arthur didn't see Jamie, so Jamie must have come and gone before Arthur got back. Have you asked him about that? Pip said tentatively. Asked him what? About his movements that night. Yes, of course, Joanna said bluntly. He got back from the restaurant around 11:15, as you said. No sign of Jamie. So Jamie must have come back earlier, right? Connor asked. Right, Pip said. But that's not what she was thinking at all. She was thinking that Tom Nowak said he saw Jamie going into Nat De Silva's house on Cross Lane at 10:50 p.m. And was there time to do both? To visit Nat, walk home, and leave again? No, not really. Not without Jamie overlapping with Arthur. But Arthur said he was home at 11:15 and hadn't seen Jamie. Something wasn't adding up here. Either Jamie hadn't gone to Nat's at all and came home earlier and left before 11:15 when his dad got home, or Jamie had gone to Nat's briefly, then walked home, coinciding with the time his dad returned, and Arthur just hadn't noticed Jamie was there or when he left. Or Arthur had noticed, and for some reason, he was lying about it. Pip, Joanna replied. Sorry, what was that? Pip said out of her head and back inside the room. I said when I was looking for Jamie's black hoodie, I found something else. Joanna eyes darkened as she approached Jamie's white lingerie. I looked through here, she said, opening the lid and retrieving an item of clothing from the top. And this was about halfway down. She held it up by the seams on the shoulders to show Pip. It was a gray cotton sweater, and down the front, about 5 inches below the collar, were small drops of blood, dried to a reddish brown. 7 stains in all, even one smaller than a quarter inch, and a longer smear of blood on the cuff of one sleeve. Shit, Pip stepped forward to get a better look at the blood. This is the sweater he wore on his birthday, Joanna said. And indeed, Pip recognized it from the missing post all the time. You heard him sneak out late that night, didn't you? Pip asked Connor. Yeah. And he didn't accidentally hurt himself at home that evening? Joanna shook her head. He went to his bedroom and he was fine, happy. These look like the blood dripped from above. It's not spatter, Pip said, circling one finger in front of the sweater. The sleeve looks like it was wiped against a source of blood. Jamie's blood? The color had gone from Joanna's face, drained away to somewhere unseen. Possibly. Did you notice if he had any cuts or bruises the next day? No, Joanna said quietly. None that I could see. It could be someone else's blood, Pip thought aloud, and immediately regretted it. Joanna's face folded, collapsing in on itself as a long tear escaped and twisted around the contours. I'm sure Joanna. Pip said, I shouldn't have said. No, it's not you, Joanna. Okay, so let's do a quick little update because I'm done reading for the day. Get my day started. It is exactly noon. I've been reading since about 10. We on chapter 26, page 261. And Pip put together a search party to search for Jamie. She figured out the password to his computer. She read the messages between him and Layla. And his shirt from his birthday got blood on it. We don't know where the blood is from or none of that. And then she got a search party. She had 3 different groups, and the one that Cara, her best friend, was heading, which is by the house where Andy Bell was found. I forget the name of that house or the neighborhood, but it's like on the end of town. They found the yellow knife by the edge of the woods. They called the police to pick it up. Police come, guess who it is? Daniel De Silva. And y'all know that's Nat's brother, Daniel De Silva. Neither one of them like each other because Daniel De Silva don't like Pip for the same reason his sister Nat De Silva don't like her. Because they were suspects in her first thing. But that's so crazy. Like, as adults though, okay, y'all was on the suspect list. Y'all didn't do it. Cool. But like, you gonna hold a hateful grudge. Come to find out, when she mentioned Daniel De Silva just being an asshole period. So imagine if the police don't like you because you thought he was a suspect. Girl, he being one of them. But his partner, which is another lady, she collect evidence of the knife, and he tells everybody to leave. She mentions that Jamie been talking to the girl named Layla. Then she could tell by the look on his face that he been talking to her too. And she was like, you been talking to Layla online? He said, I haven't been talking to anyone. No one, you understand? And if I hear a word about this from you again, and that was it. That's where he left off. He didn't threaten her, but he left the threat wide open. Inside the house, the abandoned house where Andy Bell's body was found, you could tell people been hanging out there. They been smoking. People just like, who want to hang out at this house? And do they know what happened here? That's what we at now. And like I said, I'm gonna get my day started, because if not, I'll be girl. Next time I read will probably be tonight though. But yeah. So, y'all, we back. Let's talk about the book. It was perfectly made perfect. Like, I had no complaint. Everything was everything. First of all, I want to say this after y'all just seen that portion. There was no way we was gonna know who the would-be killer was. I think that's what we should say. So, who the would-be killer, because they wasn't a killer at the time. So, there was no way we was gonna know who the would-be killer was, because, for one, no murder had happened. Two, only somebody was missing. And three, we didn't know nothing about the serial killer, the earlier kidnap, none of that. We didn't know none of that. The entire book, we know none of that. That happened like roundabout in here. It was definitely one of those, like, yeah, how was we supposed to know? Y'all seen in that portion, I guess. So I don't know what number I guess, because at that point, baby, don't get me involved, because baby, everybody's a suspect. Like, I'm an overthinker. So everybody gonna be a suspect to me, except if you just completely not a suspect. One of the things that I wanted to know that I'm jumping way too far yet was the teacher. So y'all know she mentioned the newer teacher in the school. I never thought it was the teacher, even though last time it was a teacher, because Mr. Ward was a teacher. So there are some people in the book that I never thought it was them. So yeah, and that teacher was one. Like, I never thought it was the teacher. It wasn't given the teacher. That was no way we was gonna guess, because we didn't have no information, not even from the first book or in here, until, like I said, to know what was happening, because this serial killer thing and the kid, we didn't know nothing about. Like, that just came out the clear blue sky. So it was a serial killer in this time. Was it in this town or in another town? I think it was in this town back in the day. So anyway, it was a serial killer back in the day. Why would, if it happened in that town, why would they move him back there under a different name though? So anyway, back in the day, now I want to go back and see, because where the serial killer was from. When did we first hear about the serial killer? I was just reading a news story about a man in Scranton who committed suicide after an online mob spread false rumor that he was Child Brunswick. Kind of sad about that. Okay, what are you saying? I'm saying that whoever Lady Me really is, we think she's been looking for Child Brunswick. And not just because Jamie said that name to Blue. Child Brunswick was 10 at the time of the final murder in March 2001. And he was 13 in September 2003 when the trial began. That means that right now, Child Brunswick would be 29 or recently turned 30. Every single person Layla has spoken to, including Jamie, because he lied about his age, has been 29, turning 30 soon, or recently 30. And she's been asking him lots of questions. Everything. I think he's involved because of Layla. He goes to meet Luke, a meeting Layla set up, and says the word because he's not child. I forgot what we were just looking for. Oh, to see when between 2000 and 2001, the city of Rochester, New York was struck by a string of horrific child murders. Okay, so it happened in Rochester, New York. In the space of just 13 months, 6 children disappeared. Their burned remains were later discovered buried along the shore of Lake Ontario, all within 1 mile of each other. The cause of death in each was blunt force trauma. Zeroed in on Scott Brunswick, a 40-year-old forklift who lived in Rochester his whole life. Okay, so he was from New York. That's where he from, and that's where the murders were committed. The serial killer had a son, and the son used to help him with his murder. So they locked up the serial killer, but the son didn't get locked up because he was 10. He was 10 years old. On Reddit, people looking for the child, because in the news article, they only gave a description that he had dark hair, 10 years old. He was a child, and just used his last name, Brunswick. So that happened, like I said, 2001. First of all, Child Brunswick is the reporter at the newspaper. Stanley Forbes is Child Brunswick. The way the person found out that the child, who is now 29 or will be 30, that he stayed in Fairview, is because the drug dealer, what was the drug dealer name? Anyway, the drug dealer in the first, he got locked up. And y'all remember in How How did I get away with what? Why did I get away with what? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So remember the drug dealer who the girl get the substances from. He's now locked up. While he's locked up, he tells one of his cellmates that he know who Child Brunswick is. And that cellmate ends up getting out of jail. Don't stay that long. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So that's a recent update of where Child Brunswick is. You never know if a rumor is true or if it's false or somebody just making up stuff. But it was true because the drug dealer, remember in How to Get Away, why the fuck do I keep calling that How to Get Away with Murder? In Good Girl's Guide to Murder, the newspaper man Stanley Forbes had met up with him. He wasn't giving him money paying for drugs. He was giving him money because he had told him who he really was, that he was Child Brunswick. That's why he was paying him. What you call that? Blackmailing him on the information like pay me or child, why would you tell her? Girl, you know they'll do anything for that. Boy, why did you think so? He just used to pay him a little money to keep his identity that he was Child Brunswick because he liked staying in the town. He liked being Stanley Forbes because that was his most comfortable life, living in that small town and just going to work, living a normal life. Stanley Forbes is Child Brunswick. Now, the killer is Charlie. Girl, Charlie, the boy who called Pip to his house that stayed 4 doors down with his wife Flora. Not the newest neighbors, but one of the new in the last 5 years or so. So Charlie was like, I'm Layla Mead. And at this point, we knew he knew who Child Brunswick was and that it was Stanley Forbes. I ain't say this. Stanley kidnapped Jamie because Jamie knew who he was. Okay, he thought Jamie knew who he was. Jamie didn't know who he was. Jamie called him Child Brunswick because Layla Mead told him to. Charlie used Jamie as a scapegoat. To use him, he liked it Layla so much that when Layla stopped talking to him, it made him desperate to talk to her and he would do anything. Charlie tested what he was willing to do by pretending to be Layla and told Jamie to break into his house to get that watch. I don't remember what exactly was the reason why he told him to do it, but he told him to do it and he did it, and that's why. He also told him to beat up somebody. That's what that blood was on his sweater. The things that he had Jamie doing, the reason why they was out of character was because he was trying to build up to see what Jamie was willing to do for Layla, which is him. He had done got it down to 2 people. It was gonna either be Stanley Forbes or Luke Eden that was gonna end up being Child Brunswick. So he had him meet both parties. When he said he Layla Mead, Pip like, why? Charlie said, I waited 19 years for this moment. I bought this gun 9 years ago, knowing that one day I use it to kill you. I've been ready. I've been waiting. I've followed every single tip and rumor about you on the internet. I've lived in 10 different towns in the last 7 years looking for you. And a new version of Layla Mead came with me to each one. Finding the men who fit your age and description, getting close to them until one might confide in me who they really were. But you weren't in any of those other towns. You were here. And now I found you. I'm glad that Jamie failed. It's right that I do it. This is how it's meant to be. Now, remember Jamie got that knife, went back home and got that yellow knife and da-da-da. Jamie wasn't no killer. When Jamie said Child Brunswick, when he said it to Luke, Luke like, what you saying that for? So he knew it wasn't Luke, and then he go and meet Stanley Forbes. And when he say Child Brunswick to Stanley Forbes, Stanley say, how you know? I'm sorry. Jamie was supposed to kill Stanley for Layla. But what happens is Jamie ain't no killer. Stanley ends up knocking a knife out his hand and then taking him into his house and then just locking him in a room so he don't kill him. Stanley not trying to kill Jamie, but he also trying to get Jamie not to kill him. And he also don't want Jamie to tell that he's Child Brunswick because he don't want to stop being Stanley Forbes. He don't want to change into a new life no more. He's sick of changing his identity. She said, what about Jamie? Why get him involved? Charlie said, the opportunity presented itself. I started talking to Jamie because he fit the Child Brunswick profile. Then I found out he lied about his age and I discounted him. But he was so eager. He fallen for Layla in a way none of the others have before. Kept messaging saying he'd do anything for her. And it got me to thinking. He sniffed. My whole life I accepted that I would be the one to kill Child Brunswick and most likely forfeit my life in return. In end up with the life sentence he should have had. But Jamie made me think, if I just wanted Child Brunswick dead, what if I could get someone else to do it for me? And then I could go on and have a life afterwards, me and Floral. She really pushed for that, for a chance for us to stay together. She's known I've had to do this since we met at 18. She's following me around the country looking for him, helping me. I owed her at least a try. So I started to test Jamie, see what I could get him to do. Turns out it was a lot. Jamie withdrew $1,200 in cash and left it in the graveyard at night for Layla. He beat up a stranger, though he'd never been in a fight in his life before, for Layla. I invented some story to make him break into my house in the middle of the night and steal a watch, and he did it for Layla. I was escalating each time, and I think it would have worked. I think I could have got him to the point where he would have killed for Layla. But everything went wrong at the memorial. I guess that's what happens when you bring an entire town together on one field. I've run this Layla scheme 9 times before. I quickly learned that it's best to use photos of a local girl, manipulate them slightly. Men were always less suspicious when they could see photos taken in places they recognized and a face that looked vaguely familiar to them. But it backfired, and Jamie found out Layla wasn't real, and he wasn't ready yet. I wasn't ready yet, but I had to try the plan that night while Jamie was still under Layla's thumb. But I didn't know who Child Brunswick was. I narrowed it down to suspect, Luke Eden and Stanley Ford. Both the right age, the right appearance. Neither had jobs that ruled them out. Neither ever mentioned any family and avoided questions about their childhood. So I had to send Jamie to both of them. I knew it had all gone wrong when I heard Jamie was missing. I suppose you killed him, he said to Stanley. No, Stanley whispered. Jamie's alive. He's fine, Pip said. Really? That's good. I was feeling guilty about what might have happened to him, Charlie said. And then, of course, after everything went wrong, I couldn't make any more moves to find out which one of them was Child Brunswick. But that's okay, because I knew you would. He turned his face, gave Pip a smile. I knew you would find him for me. I've been watching you, following you, waiting for you, pushing you in the right direction when you needed help. And you did it, he said, steadying the gun. You found him for me, Pip. Thank you. No, she shouted, stepping in front of Stanley with her hands up. Please don't shoot. Pip, get away from me, Stanley screamed at her. She stopped. So she started blocking Stanley because, of course, nobody want a man get killed in front of me. So she was telling him, begging him not to do it, and why he doing it. Stanley said, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Charlie said, don't give me that. The tendons sticking up like tree roots on his reddening neck. I was listening to you talking, giving her your sob story. He indicated his head at Pip. You want to know what he did? He asked her, but it wasn't a question. I was 8 years old, out in the playground with my sister, Emily. My mom was at the far end, talking to the other parents. I was teaching Emily how to use the big swings when this boy comes up to us and asks if we want to play hide and seek. We say yes, of course, because he's slightly older, and isn't that just the best thing when you're a kid? Charlie's hand danced as he spoke, the gun shifting around with it. The boy tells me to count first. Then he and Emily will go hide. So I do. I go to the slide and cover my eyes and count to 60. No peeking, no cheating. And when I'm done, I can't find them anywhere. My mom can't find them anywhere. But they find Emily 3 weeks later, mutilated and burned. Charlie blinked so hard the tears fell from his eyes straight to his collar, leaving his face untouched. I covered my eyes and counted slowly to 60 while you abducted my sister. I'm sorry, Stanley cried, his hands up, fingers splayed. I'm so sorry. I think about her the most. He said, don't you dare, Charlie shouted, spit foaming at the edges of his mouth. Get her out of your ugly head. You were the one who chose her, not your dad. It was you. You picked her. You helped abduct 6 kids knowing exactly what would happen to them. You even helped him do it. But the government just hands you a brand new shiny life, wipes all of that away. You want to know what my life has been like? His breath growled in his throat. 3 months after they found Emily's body, my dad, himself. I was the one who found him after school. My mother couldn't cope and turned to alcohol and drugs to numb everything out. I almost starved. Within a year, I was removed from her care and sent from foster family to foster family. Some were kind to me, some weren't. By 17, I was living on the streets, but I turned my life around And that was only one thing that got me through all that. Neither of you deserve to live after what you did. Someone already got your father, but they let you walk free. But I knew that one day I would find you and I would be the one to kill you, Child Brunswick. Vigilante justice, I guess. So yeah, that was the reason why. Which is crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. it's really not. So what made me think that it was a naval was because he was a graphic designer. He wasn't there originally. Like, he didn't grow up in the town. That what made me think it was him. That was good enough for me. Turns out it was him. That was the killing, child, and that's why he did it. And that was basically the book in a nutshell. It was definitely good. Like I said, it did all that it was supposed to do. He did what he came to do. Okay, emptied the clip and left. And yeah, him and what's his name is still on the run. Flora and Charlie, they still missing. People be seeing them and reporting back to the podcast to say what they seen them as. Some of them be real, a couple of them be fake. That's what had happened. And Jamie was just locked him up in a room in his house. Jamie was like, Stanley was so scared for his life. He was putting a mattress in the room where he had him locked up, or in the basement, wherever he was. Bathroom, wherever he was, and he was giving him a mattress through the door while the door stayed locked so Jamie don't kill him. To some people, he was a child killer. His daddy was a serial killer of children, and he was used as a child to do those things. It's certain people that you would give a slight grace to that who would not like the Child Brunswick, and Charlie is one of those people. Now, for you to turn into a monster, no, you don't get enough grace for that. Not where you shouldn't be held accountable or nobody is upholding your behavior because you took somebody's life. You should have dealt with it in other manner, in other ways to overcome all those feelings, yes. But to use your life to seek somebody else out because they the reason why your family member died. When Stanley was dying, he did tell Pip his real name, and his name was Jack. I'm about to cry. That's so crazy. But I cried anything, so that's really not so crazy. His name was Jack, and he told Pip he was just like Jack Brunswick. But like I said, I cried everything, so that's not. If it's sad, first of all, it's not that I cried everything. If it's sad, I'm gonna cry. Like, I don't pretend to not care about people. And that's how you know a book good. Because you see the people as if they was real people, and it's a book, it's just written. It's Jack wasn't real. That is Good Girl, Bad Blood. I definitely give both of these books. That's volume 2. We got one more book to go in this series. I don't know. Is we gonna do stars? Or we gonna do thumbs up? I think we should do stars and then let it be 5 stars. This is definitely, we're going with 5 stars. We definitely rolling with Good Girl's Guide to Murder. We 5 stars, and then we on to book number 3, and we'll see. Hope y'all enjoyed this book review. Tell me what y'all reading down below. Have you read Good Girl, Bad Blood? And guess I'll catch y'all in the next book review. Bye, y'all.